The Golden State Warriors just pulled off a move that's shaking the entire league. Jimmy Butler is now officially teaming up with Steph Curry, and the result? Pure mayhem on the court. But that's not all. Rumors are swirling about a monstrous trade that could bring Kristaps Porzingis or even Giannis to the Bay Area. Could this be the beginning of a new dynasty? The NBA is in total shock and fans are calling it a dream come true. Hit play now to see the Warriors' game-changing move unfold. What's up, Dub Nation? Welcome back to the channel where we bring you the most shocking, jaw-dropping, and game-changing Golden State Warriors news before anyone else. If you love the Dubs, if you ride or die with Steph Curry, or if you're just here for some real NBA madness, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and make sure you drop your thoughts in the comments below. We're about to break down one of the most insane trades in recent NBA history, and where the Warriors go from here, and trust me, you're gonna wanna watch this all the way through. So let's dive straight in. February 6th, 2025. Mark that date. That's the day the basketball world was rocked to its core. Out of nowhere, I mean, absolutely no warning, the Golden State Warriors pulled off a blockbuster 5-team trade that landed them none other than Jimmy freakin' Butler from the Miami Heat. That's right, Jimmy Buckets is now wearing blue and gold and suiting up alongside Stephen Curry and Draymond Green. Just pause for a second. Let that sink in. This wasn't just a random trade deadline move. This was a full-on, championship-swinging, legacy-defining decision. And let's be real, no one saw it coming. We're talking about a player who's been to the NBA Finals, who has that dog mentality, and who plays every single possession like it's Game 7. Bringing Jimmy Butler to San Francisco? That's not just adding a piece, that's detonating a nuke right in the heart of the Western Conference. Now you might be asking, how did this all go down? Sources close to the organization say the Warriors had been quietly scouting a player who could reignite their championship window without blowing up the core. They didn't want to lose Steph. They didn't want to move Draymond. Klay Thompson's future was already uncertain, and the front office led by GM Mike Dunleavy was under pressure to do something bold. And bold they did. The 5-team trade was complex, involving multiple players, draft picks, and salary cap gymnastics. But at the center of it all? Jimmy Butler heading to Golden State. That one move changed everything. And guess what? It paid off instantly. From the moment Jimmy stepped on the court, the Warriors looked like a different beast. After Butler's debut, the team went on a tear, finishing the regular season 23-8. That's not a hot streak. That's a full-on resurrection. The chemistry was undeniable. Curry and Butler looked like they'd been teammates for years. Steph still handled the ball, created gravity, and lit it up from deep. But now, he had a killer on the wing who could take over games, guard the opposing star, and do the dirty work when it mattered most. Draymond Green? He was rejuvenated. With Jimmy on the floor, Dre didn't have to carry the emotional burden of being the lone enforcer. He got back to being the elite playmaker and defensive anchor we know and love. Steve Kerr? Let's just say the man was smiling a lot more in those post-game pressers. But hold on, it doesn't stop there. The Warriors not only surged into the playoffs, they made it to the Western Conference semifinals. That's right. From mid-season mediocrity to legitimate playoff threat. And every analyst who had written them off, they had to eat their words fast. Mike Dunleavy, in a rare postseason presser, said it best: this group with Jimmy, Steph, and Dre, we believe it can win it all. And we're not done yet. And he wasn't lying. Because now, as the offseason heats up, the Warriors are not kicking back and relaxing. No, sir. They're already cooking up their next move. And it's huge. Reports coming from multiple international and domestic outlets, including the Times of India and Diario AS, suggest the Warriors are eyeing another star. Someone who can complement their newly formed trio. A stretch big man with elite rim protection. That's right, Kristaps Porzingis. Yep, KP, the 7'3" unicorn from the Boston Celtics, might just be the next big piece in this golden puzzle. Let's break this down. The Warriors know that while Jimmy brings toughness and two-way impact, and Steph brings the offense, they're still vulnerable inside. Looney's heart and effort are unmatched, but size and athleticism in the paint have been a weak point since the departure of Durant's rim protection. Porzingis would change that overnight. He can shoot the three. He can protect the rim. He stretches the floor, opening up driving lanes for Butler and Curry. If you're Steve Kerr, you're drooling thinking about the lineup possibilities. A potential starting five of Curry, Butler, Wiggins, Draymond, and Porzingis? That's straight up terrifying. But wait, we're still not done. There's a name floating around that seems like a fantasy, but sources say it's being quietly explored. A name that would change the entire landscape of the NBA. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Yup. The Greek freak. Two-time MVP. NBA champion. One of the most dominant forces in the game today. And guess what? There's whispers that he might not be as committed to Milwaukee as we all thought. Now, let's be real. Getting Giannis would be the biggest acquisition in franchise history. Bigger than Durant. Bigger than Boogie. This would shake the league to its core. But it's not just about a dream. There's substance here. Giannis has reportedly grown frustrated with the Bucks' direction. The early playoff exits. The inconsistent supporting cast. And his window to win isn't getting wider. He wants rings plural. And if the Bucks can't give him that, he might just look west. To the Bay Area. To the Golden State Warriors. It's not easy. It would likely take a monumental trade, possibly including Kuminga, Moody, picks, and maybe even Wiggins. But if Giannis signals that he wants out, and if his preferred destination is Golden State, you better believe Dunleavy and Joe Lacob will pull the trigger. Imagine the core: Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Draymond Green, and Porzingis. That's not just a super team. That's a dynasty reborn. And let's not forget, this isn't just about talent. It's about culture. The Warriors have one of the best locker rooms in the league. Championship DNA. A proven coach. A system that maximizes stars and role players alike. If Giannis wants to win, Golden State makes more sense than anywhere else. Well, buckle up, Warriors fans. Because this offseason is just getting started. Whether it's Porzingis, Giannis, or another surprise name no one's even talking about yet, the front office is locked in. They know that Steph's clock is ticking. They know that the window is still cracked open, but not forever. And make no mistake, this is about legacy now. Steph wants ring number 5. Draymond wants to prove he's still elite. Jimmy Butler wants the one thing that's eluded him his whole career, a championship. And if the Warriors can bring in the right pieces, that dream becomes very, very real.